You can find out. Why would it be so bad? You can find out. Okay.
Is that correct thing to do?
How come it's moving around like this? Moshe,
These are the ones you like.
how do I stop this from spinning?
Was rotating?
Yeah. Which one is
one corner. So
which lever is it?
I think I have to. I mean, I took them to
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. Thank you. Wow, my hair is really messed up. You're right. Wow. What happened to
That's it.
I need a comb. Superman. Okay. Amen. Rabotai, we're starting. We're going to catch up. Rabotai. If you weren't here last week, we're going to catch you up on what you missed. Not the whole week, but just what you need to know for today. Also, welcome to our very, very VIP, the Rabbi Adato. So if any questions, go to him now instead of me. And also, Shi'ud is sponsored by our good friend, Mr. Meir Mizrahi, yeah? In memory of
Abraham
Abraham Binyamin ben
Abner
the
Margalit
Mizrahi. Your brother should have an aliyah. His soul should go very high in heaven and have a lot of nahat out of all the good deeds that we're doing in his name. Okay, so last week, we started with the Gemara in Menachot, which is page 5. So we're going to do a quick review on this Gemara Menachot. Want to open a few? Quick review on Gemara Menachot, page 5. Are we with me, guys? What's that? What's it? Menachot. Hacham Mordechai. Kavod, come on. Okay. Menachot, page 36 says as follows. Amar Rab Chisda. Sah ben tefillah l'tefillah. If you spoke between your tefillah and tefillah, which we said last week, each tefillah is one of your tefillin. As a pair, it's called tefillin. Each one is called a tefillah. So you put the yad on, and then you spoke. Sah ben tefillah hozer u'mivarech. You have to make another beracha. So the Gemara says, this is the line that we were fighting about last week. We're going to read the line of Gemara again. Gemara says, Abaye v'Rabba de'amli tarbayu. Abaye and Rabba both say, Lo sah mibarech ahat. If you didn't speak, you make one beracha. Sah mibarech shetayim. If you spoke, now you have to make two berachot. And we said last week, it's in Mahloket, Rashi, and Tosafot how to understand this. Mr. Dweck, you followed last week or no? Okay, so listen to this line of Gemara. Gemara says, if you speak, your tefillin are a pair. Right? It says in the Pasuk, Upshatam neot ayadecha v'hayuda totafot b'neinecha. See, it's a pair. Tefillin is we're going to read in a few minutes from the Rambam. It's an interesting mitzvah. They're separate, yet they're together. We don't speak from the beginning of the tefillin. This is the yad until you finish putting on the rosh. You don't speak. You don't make a hefsek. Now, Gemara says sah, which means if you spoke after the yad. Let's say you put the yad on before you put the rosh. You spoke. You broke your beracha. So Gemara says hozer u'mebarech. You have to make a new beracha. What's the beracha? Al mitzvah tefillin. When we say on the yad, it's lehaniach tefillin, to put the tefillin. If you're going to say beracha on the rosh, it's al mitzvah tefillin. Now, the Gemara says, sah, lo sah, mebarech ahat. If you didn't speak, you make one beracha. Sah, mebarech shtayim. If you spoke, you make two berachot. Hold on. Let's build it for the people around here. Hold on, wait. How do you understand what this is? So this is how Rashi reads the Gemara. Rashi reads it this way. Lo sah, I didn't talk. Mebarech ahat. The beracha that I already made, le'aniach tefillin, covers the whole pair. Sah, if I spoke, mebarech shetayim, I make two berachot. One, the beracha I already made, le'aniach, and two, al mitzvah tefillin. Says Tosafot Rabbeinu Tam, you're reading the Gemara the wrong way. Tosafot says it goes like this. Sah, if I spoke, I already put my yad on. I already made lehaniach. Sah, and now I spoke, mebarech shtayim, which means I have to make two more berachot. I have to repeat lehaniach, and then I have to do am mitzvah tefilin. This is the way Rabbeinu Tam understands this gemara. Unbelievable. No, this is Rashi. Rashi says, mebarech shtayim, you make two berachot. It's going on the original what you already did plus the new one. And Rashi will understand when it says lo sah mebarech ahat. Again, and the way Rashi understands the Gemara, lo sah mebarech ahat. If you didn't talk, you make one blessing. Don't make it a blessing now. Just the blessing you already made. And Tosafot will say, Rabbeinu Tam, lo sah. If you didn't talk, good. Mebarech ahat. Now make one more beracha. Am mitzvah tefilin. Which way makes more sense? How to read the Gemara? Like Rashi or like Tosafot? But here's the thing. The Gemara is talking about you already put the yad on. And now it says, sah. You spoke. It's in Berech Shtayim. It's you have to make two blessings.
From the lo sah.
Yes.
Because the sah, it's a
Even from the sah.
No, from the lo sah you learn, because lo sah, omer lecha mevarech.
Yeah.
So you say, wait a second, but I just
put it. Why would I?
It must be on the
two new ones.
Yes, yes.
Understand? Because I'm saying lo sah. The rosh now.
A question.
Yeah.
It's support tefilin, but you time.
Excellent. Rabbeinu Tam, we'll get to this maybe next week.
Next week.
Next time.
Oh, okay.
We have to do first Rashi.
Good question.
After you put the first one, speak
Okay. So what Mordechai is saying, if you were not here last week, pay attention. Mordechai Tosafot had another unbelievable Tosafot. Rashi says, if you made a blessing, if you spoke, it's a avera, the Gemara says. It's a very big sin if you speak between the yad and the rosh. But if you spoke, you have to make a beracha. The question is this beracha a fixer to your sin? Or you remain with the sin and you have to do the second beracha? But Rashi holds your sin is forgiven. Mashma from Rashi. You spoke, it's a violation. Here's how you fix the violation. Make a new blessing. Tosafot says, Rabbeinu Tam says, again, the opposite. Tosafot says, Rabbeinu Tam, I would say, lehefech, he says. You get extra sechar for making two more berachot. You get rewarded extra, even though you broke the law.
It's stopping.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And someone said, now you
get a chance.
You got another.
Unbelievable.
Tefilin is one mitzvah.
This is what we have to get to. So this is exactly the point we have to talk about. We have to understand what is tefillin. One mitzvah or two mitzvah.
Right. So if
So
it's
let's
one mitzvah, then making the beracha again, you would say you should have to do it because.
So we have to read the Rambam. Yes. But again, according to Rabbeinu Tam, Rabotai, according to Rabbeinu Tam, if you spoke after the yad, you have to repeat lehaniach on the rosh and make al misfat on the rosh. Unbelievable. Let's read the rosh, the rabbi, the rosh.
Rabbeinu Tam is the Tosafot here?
Yeah. Let's read the actual rosh, the rabbi, the rosh. It's on page 6. It's a little bit long. Let's see what he says. First, he's going to quote our Gemara, and he's going to say how he reads it. Moshe, I was telling you on Shabbat, you need to see this rosh. You got to look at this rosh inside, Moshe. Amar Abba Barav Shila, page 6. Amar Rab Chisda, Sah ben tefilin hozena barich. If you spoke between each tefillin, you have to bless. If you want to appreciate this rosh to the highest level, look at the rosh inside. Look inside, page 6. Sah in lo sah lo. The Gemara says if you spoke, you make a beracha. If you didn't speak, this is the point. Abaye v'Rabba de'amri tavayu. Abaye and Rabba both say, lo sah mebarech ahat. If you don't talk, you make one blessing. Sah mebarech shtayim. If you speak, you make two blessings. Pirush Rashi says Rosh. Lo sah mebarech ahat al shel yad. The beracha that you already made on the yad. The Gemara is not saying that you make another blessing if you didn't speak. Al shel rosh sah mebarech shtayim le'aniach. Shiberech kibbad al shtei yad. V'chozer berech ha-mitzvat al shel rosh. V'hare berech shetayim. This is Tosafot. Tosafot says they make two new berachot. V'Rabbeinu Tam piresh lo sah meberech ahat al shel rosh al mitzvat tefilin. When the Gemara says if you didn't talk, you make one beracha. The Rabbeinu Tam says, not like Rashi, one beracha, the one he already made. No, now you make a new one. Al misvat tefilin. If you didn't talk, this is why Ashkenazim do this. Because the boy says, lo sach, if we didn't talk, good. Make your next beracha. Al misvat tefilin. Sach mevarech shtayim. If you talk, now you got to make two berachot. What are they? Al shel rosh, sheserich lahazol berech lehaniach. You have to repeat lehaniach. V'chekata b'shimusha rabba tefilin. Now, says the rosh, v'chen mistaber. It makes a lot of sense. What makes a lot of sense? Tosafot. I think I agree. If you read the Gemara, I agree. It makes a lot of sense. And here's his proofs. Te'in netaken beracha al misvat al shel rosh kishehu maniach lebarech. He says, if you're going to make a blessing for the head, if you spoke,
Then why would
you not always make the beracha on the head? If we're going to make a beracha for the head, why would we only make a beracha in the case of the violation? It's such a weird thing, a special blessing for a violation. No. You should always make that blessing. If the rabbis instituted a blessing for the head, always say the blessing for the head. Why would the rabbis institute a new blessing that you should only say if you're a sinner? This doesn't make sense. If you're going to say, okay, the yad, I already made the haniyach. That's covering the rosh, so I don't have to repeat it, even if I talked. What if you only have the rosh at all? What if you don't have your yad? You're lost your yad. Your yad is pasul. Or, lo aleinu, it's a time of milchama, and it's a military, whatever, and there's no yad. You only have to finish shel rosh. So you put it on?
Sure.
Of course you put it on. You should make lehaniach. No? That's all you got. Huh? He's saying.
What's your reason for why you should make laniach?
He's saying. Let's see the rosh's reason. If the beracha laniach on the yad is covering the rosh, this means the rosh also needs a lehaniach. It's getting it from the yad. I like it. It's getting it from the yad. You need to have the haniach for the rosh. Also, if you have a yad, it's taking it from the yad. If you don't have a yad, you got to make it on the rosh. This is what the rosh says. Yeah.
Is it because, like, if you had hamotzi, you had a piece of bread and you ate it, you didn't say beracha, you would say beracha again, right?
Okay.
So putting on your tefilin.
It's not exactly.
And then putting on the rosh, you're making an interruption.
The rosh is saying that the tefilin shel rosh always needs a beracha of the haniyach. It always needs a beracha of the haniyach.
And we say lahaniach covers.
Yes, when you say the haniyach of the yad, it covers it. If you spoke, you broke that cover. You broke it, so it's no longer covered. So you got to repeat it.
Which one would you say first?
That's the rosh.
Yeah.
This is the opinion of the rosh.
What we do it?
We don't do that.
No, we don't do that.
No, because it says that the rosh accepts the beracha.
Yeah, unless you spoke.
Right.
Unless you spoke. If you spoke, you broke it, and it no longer takes the haniyach from the yad.
Right.
And we're going to read that in Shulchan Aruch in a second.
When I say haniyach, not mitzvah.
You should say both, he's saying. You lost the haniyach from the yad.
Because you spoke.
Yeah. So you got to do it again.
So what would you do first?
The haniyach.
The haniyach, and then mitzvah?
He's saying if you only had the rosh, you would have to make the haniyach. The rosh is saying. Yeah?
So our custom.
Us, we don't know like this.
One second. Our custom is not even mentioned in the Gemara, according to
Tosafot.
Tosafot, our custom doesn't exist. According to Rashi, you can wiggle it in there.
Rashi, yeah. And the rosh is not holding like us. Guys, listen to the rosh, guys. Yeah. Yeah, you broke it. Lefi harosh. Guys, we're not halakha l'ma'aseh yet.
Maybe you have to take it off.
Hold on. Rabotai, this is not halakha l'ma'aseh. Wait till the
We're
end.
getting to it.
We're getting there. The fi harosh, the fi tosafot, you have to say lehaniach again. This is not halakha
You
l'ma'aseh.
have to take it off again. It's the same.
Take what off?
The yad.
No, you already did the yad. It's broken. You already did it. It's kosher, the yad.
No, he has got a good point. If
no.
you're gonna redo
If you're going to
the
redo them,
idea, you might have to
right,
take
you
it
have
off.
to
He doesn't say that.
But
He doesn't say that. I don't know.
You would think that you'd have to take it off.
I agree with you.
It's a question. I don't know.
That's what?
I don't see it written, but it's I hear it. I don't know.
That's what?
If you're gonna go back and say the beracha on the yad a second time, because you spoke after you said l'niyach tefilin, you tighten it and then you talk. So according to the rosh, or according to the Tam Tosafot, you have to go back and say l'niyach again. So Joe said, well, then you have to remove them a little bit.
You know what, Rabbi? I agree that the Rosh would agree with this, but he wouldn't say it's me'akev. Because his whole proof is if you only have the
It's
Rosh.
never me'akev. It's only
Right.
beracha. You know?
It's not me'akev, because if you only have the Rosh holds, I know it's confusing because his name.
No.
The Rosh holds that if you only have the Rosh, you have to say both brachot. Which means he holds the haniach is not
Wait, so
tied
if, you,
only to the
so
yad.
if you're Ashkenaz and you only have,
Good question. We're getting
you
there.
have to say both?
Halakha l'ma'aseh, we'll get in 1 second. So far, the Rosh, guys,
Theoretically.
so far, the Rosh is saying,
Why do you agree that you would have to remove it?
no, I agree with the rabbi that the Rosh will say it's nice to
Because you
do.
already,
Can you go back and say beracha without doing that?
Well, his rabbi, his
Right.
proof is,
But he says that
Right. His
the
proof
road
is that it's-
accepted.
right.
we always say the beracha
So you
before the
don't have to
action.
do-
his
We
proof,
said,
He said, yeah.
right,
always
right,
say
but
the
his
beracha.
proof is that if you only have the Rosh, you would have to make both. So
Correct.
I agree with the rabbi and my father that the Rosh would say, you may as well put the yad again. You may as well.
Just move it an inch off.
But I don't think it's me'akev. Let's finish the Rosh.
Yep.
Ela mistaber.
That's the way. It's
Look. Ela
This is
mistaber.
out of my,
Ela mistaber, it makes sense, says the Rosh. She'ikar tikuna berachot, kach hayita betechilat hanachatam. This is the way the rabbis originally wanted the blessings to go. Tiknu lebarech le'aniach. They said there's a beracha le'aniach tefilin. Ve'ka'in nami al shel rosh. And they said it's going to also work on the head. As long as you don't speak, it's going to work on both. Ukshemeniach shel rosh, mevarech nami al mitzvat. But when you make the rosh, you have to also make a beracha. The rabbis always wanted this beracha to be used, not a beracha for emergencies only. Shezu hi gemar ha-mitzvah. The rosh,
Who's this saying?
the rosh is saying this. The rosh is saying that the tefillin shel rosh is the completion of the mitzvah of the yad. You're not finished the yad. So there's a question: is tefillin one mitzvah or two mitzvot? It's very strange mitzvah. It's one and it's two. The rosh is saying the rosh. Okay, hold on. No, you're missing the gemara mitzvah. The fi harosh. And the words of you're missing the gemar mitzvah. You have half of mitzvah. You don't have the gemar mitzvah. You don't have the complete. You did something, but not everything. Hold on, we'll get there. Next page. Therefore, says the Rosh, im sah, if you talked, v'yasiach dato, and you made a hefsek, tzarich lahazor ulbarech gam lehaniach. You got to repeat lehaniach. V'chen. If you only have the rosh, you gotta make both berachot. This is the best proof in my opinion. Look at the words of the Gemara. The hozer umevarech, the Gemara says. The Gemara doesn't say mevarech shetayim. It says hozer. What are you hozer? Because you have to repeat. Hozer means repeat. It's a beautiful understanding. Here, on the Gemara. This is Hozer and Barech.
Where?
The second line, actually. I think the second line.
I'm just reading what he quoted here.
Yeah, the first line. The first and the last word in the first line of the Gemara. The page before that. So the Gemara says Hozer and Barech. You have to repeat. Where? The Rosh.
It says, oh, it's not
in the Durim Achim. Yeah.
It doesn't bring.
No, it's right here. It's the second line.
Okay.
Hozer and Barech. Second line. Okay, it's a great proof from the Rosh. You have to repeat. You have to repeat the blessing you already made. The question of the Gemara wasn't clear. Etc. I want to skip a few
It's like
lines.
they're putting a Band-Aid on
Hold on. Check out. I want to skip a few lines now.
It's like they're putting in.
I don't want to stop you because you're on a good thing, but he's only quoting one daya in the Gemara. There's 2-3 others.
But the Gemara's maskana is Abayan Rabba. It's mashma, that's the maskana.
Yeah, but Abayan and Rabba are not the ones that are saying choser. And they're
No, we're in with they are. They're defining what it means the choser.
I don't know. I didn't say it. But okay.
Abayan Rabba.
They're saying choser, but the
Abayan Rabba.
market is what type of?
We had a little bit of a shaka v'taya in the beginning. Abayan Rabba, we're answering the shaka v'taya. Choser only when you talk. I want to read you the end of the rosh. It says Abal Harif. It's like 7-9 lines. Abal Harif, who was Sfaradi. Abal Harif katav kepirush Rashi. The Sfaradi, Abal Fasi holds like Rashi, which is us. V'chen of Hai Gaon, v'chen of Aha. I can't read this. Mishaveha. V'rov ha'geonim hiskimu al shtei berachot. Now look at these words. V'ani hayiti mevarech beracha achat biyadoti. When I was a kid, I made one blessing on a set of tefilin. Ki ken shamati memori ahi. That's what my older brother told me to do. I love this much. My older brother told me, when you get bar mitzvah, you make one blessing. She'amar mishum ribo from Harav Shemuel Mibra. Dikivan tipiligi berabavatas. Since the rabbis argue, tov yotesh lo yaberech berachot me'akibot k'ma sheberech berachad batala. Ad shelamadti menachot, until I learned gemara menachot myself, says the rosh. And it seems, in my opinion, the way the Gemara reads, unbelievable. So the Rosh changed the way of him in his hag of his family. And I agree. If you, my little me, I agree. Look at the Gemara. The Gemara says, how do you answer this proof of the Gemara? The Rosh.
So if you're Ashkenaz,
you should repeat it. You should repeat both.
And you only have the rosh.
That's right now. Look,
You say two berachot.
I lined it all up for you. It's okay. Mishnah to Mishnah. I never say it was Mishnah or Mishnah to Rambam. Rambam says as follows. We're on page 7 top. Tefillah shel rosh ena me'akevet shel yad. The rosh mitzvah has, I'm not going to say nothing to do with the yad, but it's not held back from the yad. You can put the rosh without the yad. Ezra, this is your question. V'shel yad ena me'akevet shel rosh. And you can put the yad without the rosh. They're two separate mitzvot. 10 mitzvot. They're 2 mitzvot.
With one berachot.
Zol le'atzma v'zol le'atzma. So you get rewarded twice when you put tefillin. It's 1 but 2. Hold on, let's wait. Hold on, let's wait. How do we bless on these 2 mitzvot? Al shel rosh mevarech asher kiddushanu b'mitzvah al mitzvah tefillin, says the Rambam. What? How could the Rambam? He's Sfaradi. No, because you'll see in a second. It's funny the way that Rambam lines up the halakha. The rabbi is ahead of us. Very interesting the way that Rambam lines up this halakha. He maybe purposefully wrote it this way. On the shel rosh, you say a mitzvah tefillin. On the shel yad varech le'aniach tefillin. And then all of a sudden he says, no. What are we talking about? If you only have one of them. So why did the Rambam do this to us? I think Rambam is trying to show us just how important and separate these 2 mitzvot are. He doesn't start by saying, yeah, they're both 1 mitzvah. Oh, by the way, if you only have 1, put 1. It's like half credit. Not half credit. It's full credit. They're both 2 separate mitzvot. First he put the yad, then he put the rosh. Why? That's where the pasuk says. That's the order. When you take them off, rosh, and then yad. Why? Not the rabbi. Anyone but the rabbi. When you take them off, why do you take the head off before the yad? Not the rabbi.
The order you
What?
The holiness of the
No.
The opposite order.
No.
What?
The opposite of the order.
No. Mordechai. No. Itai.
Why do you take the rosh off?
Why do you take the rosh off? Every single day we do this, guys.
Before you take the yad.
Why do we take the rosh off first? Because it says, Rabbi, go.
Last one in, first one out.
Rabbi, go. והיו לתותפות בין עיניך, כל זמן שבין עיניך, צריכים שיהיו תותפות. Plural. Tefillin shel rosh always has to be a set, unless you don't have the yad. So therefore, if you take off the yad first, it's totafa ben einecha.
First of all, define.
Yeah.
First of all,
I hear what you're saying.
But you don't like it.
Well,
Moshe. Yes. It has to be close.
yeah, that's what I,
Ken.
that's what I was thinking.
Ot ayadecha. Yad could be single. No, Ezra. Ukshatam, hold on. Ukshatam leot ayadecha, which means when I put my yad on, it could be one ot. On the rosh. V'totafot b'neinecha. I have to have two. Whenever it's on my head, it has to be both.
So
I'm not allowed to have the head on without the yad.
if you have only one tefillin.
Okay. Because if you only have one, you only have one.
I thought you just go by Orka Kodesh, no? That's how we do it.
It's my book at the Gemara already. But that has nothing to do with taking it off.
if you're talking about plural, it could be the parshiot is totafot. It could be.
Okay, but
the whole concept of totafot is.
could be. It also says ukshatam leot al yadecha. Why does it say lashon yachid? Okay. So Hanaruch, guys, every question you have, 99% of the questions are going to be answered within these. I thought of it all before the shoot. Come, let's read Shulchan Aruch. Someone who only has one prayer. One tefilin. Yeah. If you only have one, you only put one. What are you supposed to do? Put none? Make a blessing. Each tefillah is a mitzvah b'fnei atzma, separate mitzvah. If you have both, let's say, I don't know, cast, it's a whole question. You can't put it on his hand. You got to put whichever one you could. By the way, side issue, maybe next week, I want to bring you a beautiful Lubavitch Rebbe next week on tefillin that I think is a stunning shot. I will give you a little glimpse. Lubavitch Rebbe says, they always say every second of tzitzit is a mitzvah. Every second, the Lubavitch Rebbe says, every second of tefillin is a mitzvah. Not necessarily. He says for the rosh, maybe. V'hayu. As long as it is, it is. But the mitzvah on the yad is lehaniah. You only put it on once. And so the Lubavitch Rebbe holds that it's only one mitzvah.
So how can you wear the rosh without the yad?
You need the yad for the rosh. Oh, you're saying if you don't have it?
Yeah.
Anus. I could do it. Okay. Well, but next week we'll do the Lubavitch Rebbe. Next week. In eno maniach, further Shulchan Aruch Moshe. In eno maniach el shel rosh lebad. If I only have the rosh, see how Maran Shulchan Aruch flips it the way that Rambam did it. He holds only al mitzvah tefillin. Who is this not like? It's not like the rosh. And Abenotam, the rosh said, if you only have the rosh, you have to make lehaniah and al mitzvah. Maran Shulchan Aruch says no. You only make al mitzvah. You lost the. And says the Rama Haga. According to us, Ashkenazim, every day we make two blessings, one on the head, one on the head. Wow. You should make on the rosh both blessings. Who does Rama hold like? The rosh Rabbeinu Tam.
And that's
Unbelievable, huh?
That's the way they hold.
Rama?
Wow.
Yeah, Mordechai.
I have one question into.
Okay, one for me, one for Rabbi.
Yeah.
Now, in morning,
Let's go with
the
this.
guy that just came, and he putting the tefillin in his yard. And you answer him.
Okay. You shouldn't do this. We'll get there. It's on my list. You shouldn't answer amen, but it's on the list. We have to put. What's the second question? We'll get it. I promise you, we'll get to that question. Lena.
I mean, you can.
We're getting it's in the book.
And then he start talking, and then he said,
On the spot. Yeah.
So is saying
Hold on.
You answer amen. Now,
What are you doing? Wait, you're also in between tefillin?
You're sitting and you.
Are you in tefillah?
No, but didn't even start.
He's waiting for everybody to come.
So for sure you answer amen. Why not?
It was only the tali.
What do you mean? You're in between each and man?
No, he's not in between.
Oh, he's saying in between.
Everything's on, but you didn't say Baruch Shem Maria.
No.
Oh, for sure answer amen. Better.
Answer. So he's saying.
What do you mean?
He's talking to his friend and then said, I will start thinking.
Yeah, for sure you answer him. Yeah.
Now,
he's-
if you have an Ashkenazi guy and you say one like
Yes, because that's his halakha. Yes. Rabbi, you agree? Maskim.
If he has Ashkenazim next to him,
Don't pray.
Time to change rules.
just kidding.
Rabbi, what was your thing?
Wait, I
You had-
didn't say a man is to have sit.
No. He's saying, I already finished my tefillin. Someone,
finished putting.
I already done. I didn't start praying yet. Someone broke. He's trying to say, Mordechai's trying to ask. Mordechai's trying to ask. This guy broke the law on purpose and talked, and he knew he shouldn't have talked. And now he's getting the beracha to make up. I should bless on the beracha. Answers yes. It's still a beracha. Okay, now next. Let's see the next page. What time is it? Next page. Divrei Hamodot Amenachot. This is the little commentary under the rosh. Divrei Hamodot. It's very hamud. What does he say? Page 8. Amar Rab Chisda Sach ben tefilin letefilin Hosea Barich, top of page 8. V'chatav HaMordechi, the Mordechi says that Davka Omer Rabbeinu Tam im Sach Devarim Betelim Mordechai. Rabbeinu Tam would only hold you make new berachot if you spoke nonsense. Again, this is not halakha l'maaseh, guys. Wait till the end. About Sach betzorech hatefilin and Hosea Umebarich. If you're speaking and saying, hey, pass my tefillin, is my tefillin kosher, something about tefillin, it's not a hefsek.
Or we're about to tell the other guy he's feeling touching the floor. Oh, it's like
I don't know how far this would go, according to the Mordechi. If you're involved in the mitzvah, it's a lot like
the salt.
the salt. It's also, that's what he says. Hold on, Dr. Sir, for 1 second. We'll get to it in 1 second. It's a lot like when we search for the hametz. You don't speak, but if you're talking about the mitzvah, hey, did you find the bread? Did you get the feather? It's not a hefsek. Also, like you're saying, get the salt and all this. And he says, the last line, regarding the search for hametz, it's not a hefsek. Regarding the seudah, so I want to make sure that it's a loaded. There's a lot of scenarios between netilah and hamotzi. You can talk about the seudah, and it's not a hefsek. But Dr. Sofer's question is what?
The question.
Oh, I never used this chat. Hold on. If it's two separate, the question from Dr. Sofer, I see it. If it's two separate mitzvahs, then why is speaking in between created to hefsek? Very good. We're seeing something. Wow, my hair is really ridiculous. We're seeing something very strange, Dr. Sofer, about tefillin. It's two mitzvot, but it's one mitzvah. It's so strange. It's two mitzvot that are required to be done together. Very unique mitzvah. I agree with you. Very unique. As we get along here, we'll open it more up for you to see.
Is there another mitzvah that we have to say one beracha and we get two
Two rewards.
like that? Is there something like that, Rabbi?
Maybe you can say
I
maror.
can think of a mitzvah where we have two berachot.
Yeah.
And you get one?
Go into sefer.
Yeah, but what about one mitzvah and two? One beracha and two mitzvot. You know, some people would say l'shir basukah, and some of the poskim bring this down. L'shir basukah covers my meal.
You say shechianu for, and then you say the beracha on the thing.
L'shir could be for the whole holiday. L'shir basukah I've seen for sure brought
No, but
down.
let's say you're gonna eat a piece of fruit and you say shechianu on it, and then you say the piece of fruit.
You say l'shir on what?
On the fruit.
On the fruit. Oh, you're
That's
saying there's
after
two
the
blessings in one. Right, he's looking for one blessing for two mitzvot.
Right.
The shir basukah I've seen them bring down. It's 1 minute, and then it covers your eating, your sleeping, and everything.
Thank you.
Let's see. Dr. Sofer, good question. We're going to get more into it.
It's not a
Okay, now, Divrei Hamodot says another piece from Divrei Hamodot. Listen to this. Am mitzvah tefillin. Nir'eli hanachon lomad. This is, his question is, how do you pronounce this word? I love this Divrei Hamodot. I love this one. How do you pronounce this beracha? Al mitzvah tefillin. If you're Ashkenaz, you say it every day. If you're Sfaradi, you say it only if you talk. But how do you pronounce the beracha? What's the question? Nir'eli hanachon lomad bepatah havav shehu dabuk. It should say al mitzvot tefillin, which is singular, not al mitzvot tefillin, which is plural. Love this question. Why? According to Rashi, that they are said. According to Rashi, the second blessing is only for the rosh. Then it's not going on the yad at all. So it should only be a singular. Al mitzvot. Which mitzvah? Mitzvah of rosh. Bivada, the of Shalom Becholim. You can't say Al Mitzvot Tefilin according to Rashi, because it's only for the Rosh. It's not for the Yad. It's not plural. Aval Rabbeinu Tam, according to Rabbeinu Tam, that the beracha is for both. The sobet sheberacha zu nitkana b'lashon zeh lefishu gemar ha-mitzvot. That word again. Since Rabbeinu Tam holds that the Rosh is the gemar mitzvah, it's the completion of the Yad. The fizen nuchal lomar b'cholem. You should say mitzvot tefilin, because it's going. Olam, sorry, Olam is a dreamer. Olam, mitzvot tefilin. Rabbi, I was thinking it. Moshe said it because it's going on the Yad and the Rosh. Kilu hu lashon abim v'yichol gam ken tefilin shel Yad. It's a nice thought. He says, "Ela af pirush Rabbeinu Tam lo katav Rabbeinu dakayel shel Yad ela mishum tefilin shel Rosh." He said, "No, even though that makes sense, we're not going to do this." And then he says towards the end, 5 lines from the bottom, the habored
The
yibared.
whole thing is no, it's right to dismiss it after he says it, because it's not mitzvot.
No, he's right, but I just love the fact that he even thought of the question.
Yeah.
It says at the end, the habored yibared. If you know b'diktuk, figure it out for yourself. V'ani ragil lomar b'patach. I say it in like a patach al mitzvah tefilin. Next one, Rambam. Mi sheberach me'aniach tefilin. B'kashat tefilin shel Yad. If you put the Yad on, asur lo lesaper, you can't talk. V'afilu le'ashiv shalom l'rabo. Even to say shalom to your rabbi, ad she'aniach shel rosh. You got to put the head on first before you say anything. V'im sach harezo avera. Remember the machloket I said? Rashi holds it's an avera, and the beracha doesn't take away the avera. No,
Right.
the beracha doesn't take away the avera. The Zafot holds the beracha is removing the avera. Rambam harezo avera v'tzarich lebarech. Rambam says very strong. You don't get rid of that sin. You got the sin, and you have to bless. Kesef Mishneh, which is written by Maran Bet Yosef. He says, Kesef Mebarachim, the second part. Amar Abba Barchi Amar Hamar Amar Chona Amar Chista Sach Ben Tefillah Tefillah Havdei Mebarach Sach in Lo Sach Lo. Veha Amar Bechiyah Meshmin Dam Yochanan Tefillah Abaye Berabat Amiyot. This the whole thing is quoting. Upirush Rashi, like 5 lines from the bottom of this Kesef Mishneh. Pirush Rashi Lo Sach Mebarach Ahat. According to Rashi, it's one blessing. Ashel Yad. No, sorry. Yes, Ahat Ashel Yad. Sach Mebarach Ahat Ashel Yad. V'chozer Mebarach Ashel Rosh. Like Sparadim. Al mitzvah. When it says you blessed 2, it means you blessed past tense. 1 and 1 more. V'chen da'at harif. V'chen da'at Rabbeinu Rambam. V'yesh cholkim the rosh Rabbeinu Tam. ומפרשים לא סך מלך אחת אשר ראש על מצוות תפילין סך מבטח שנתיים אשר ראש צריך לחוזר ולברך ולהניח. So the Rabbeinu Tam, Kesef Mishneh is literally telling you everything we learned. Shulchan Aruch. אסור להפסיק בדיבור בין תפילה של יד לתפילה של ראש, page 10. ואם הפסיק, if you spoke, מברך אשר ראש על מצוות תפילין. רמה ולדידן, according to us, every day we say 2 blessings. Even without talking, so according to Ashkenazim, hold mamash like Rabbeinu Tam. It goes all the way to the end for the Ashkenazim. You have to say both berachot, lehaniach and al mitzvah. Unbelievable how they really hold all the way to Rabbeinu Tam. So we have.
And if they only have the rosh, they would say 2 also.
Yes.
They do shalosh berachot.
Yeah.
Yes. According to Ashkenazim,
Only
If they talked.
if you spoke, you have to make 2 new berachot on the rosh, which is 3 total. Yeah. So we learned 2 things so far about Ashkenazim. I don't know beracha batal because you actually did a mitzvah. Maybe beracha she'en selicha. Maybe. We learned 2 things for Ashkenazim so far. If Ari was here, 2 things for Ashkenazim. Number 1, if they only have a rosh, they make 2 blessings on the rosh. Number 2, if they spoke after Yad, they make 2 blessings on the rosh. We don't hold like this. We hold just 1 blessing.
Is that completing the 3?
The on the hand, we're getting there. We're getting there. Everything is here. Im sach v'sorach Shulchan Aruch. Im sach v'sorach tefilin. If you spoke for the mitzvah of tefilin, ena hozer barech, like the Mordechai said. Ena hozer barech. You don't have to repeat. Make it with beracha. If Shema Kaddish or Kiddusha, if you heard Kaddish, Mordecai's question, if you heard Kaddish, I put the yad on, all of a sudden, oh, Kaddish. What do? Lo yafsik. Don't interrupt and answer. Better thing is to wait. Yeah, be smart. Don't put
you
it.
know it's coming.
Lo yafsik la'anot mahim. Don't answer amen. Why? Don't answer anything. Ela shotek v'shomea o mechaven lema she'omrim. Why? Why would I lose it? Because we hold like Rashi. Rashi holds the beracha is not fixing your avirah. So I don't want the avirah and I don't want the mitzvah. I don't want no avirot. So lose everything.
I think we said the other day when you were gone, the guy puts on his tefilin.
You did this topic when I was done.
Yeah, the guy puts on his tefillin.
I didn't know. No idea.
And then he hears, he's about ready to hear Kiddusha or Kaddish or something. He says, what do you do?
Wait, you give it.
Okay, all right.
We're getting there.
Okay.
We're getting there. You can do this, Ezra. You can do it as long as you don't eat rice on Pesach. You want to do that deal? You want to be Ashkenazi?
No.
Okay, so don't answer Kaddish.
No more talking in shul.
Nothing. That for sure. No. That for sure. No. Okay, we're not going to finish the whole book of today, but let's do maybe another halakha. Let's finish with Shulchan Aruch. Ahar shekasha shel yad ala seroa. After you put the yad, yaniach shel rosh kodem sheichroch haretzuah saviv hazeroa. Maran Shulchan Aruch, guys. You listening to this halakha? Maran Shulchan Aruch. After you put the yad, ahar shekashad. It doesn't say you wrap your whole hand.
So you
tie one. That's it. Then don't put the wraps, guys. Halakha l'ma'aseh say you must wait till the end. Okay, you must wait till the end. Maran Shulchan Aruch is saying, don't do the wraps around the arm. Go straight from here and straight to the rosh. You gotta put the rosh. לפי Maran Shulchan Aruch. ויש מי שאומר שאסור להוציא תפילה של ראש מהתיק אשר תפילה של מונחת. Okay, fine. So you see, Maran Shulchan Aruch, unbelievable. He holds, you gotta be in a big rush with the tefillin. Don't wait a split second, not even to put it around your arm. Muscle, head, right away. Mishnah Berurah. Mishnah Berurah is talking about when Maran Shulchan Aruch says, don't answer amen, just be quiet, shotek. Says Mishnah Berurah, שהשתיקה כענייה לעניין לשאת ידי חובתו, אבל לא שיחשב כהפסקה. A lot of people hold shetika is enough. As long as you have kavanah and you're quiet, it would be enough. One more Shulchan Aruch, one more Mishnah Berurah, and then we'll stop for this week. Okay, we'll finish next week.
So if you don't speak, but you have it in your mind, saying amen.
No, we're getting there. We're getting there. Huh?
You don't speak amen, but you have it in your mind 8 times.
Yeah.
And what was the one before that? I don't understand the one before that.
Yes, but it's more than that. You don't want to make it hefsek. It's even more than that. Okay, hold on. We're getting to the Rabbi's halakha also. קודם שיכרוך. Listen. Mishnah Berurah says, קודם שיכרוך. Before you wrap the arms, put the head on. הטעם, כיוון שברכת להניח חוזרת גם על השלוש. Since the ברכה of להניח is covering your head, כנזכרי, like we said, בכל שכן למחבר. We said מחבר because he's Mishnah Berurah. For sure, according to the מחבר, Maran Shulchan Aruch. You're only making one blessing. So this one blessing is covering both the yad and the rosh. Then, you have to minimize your hafsaka, minimize your interruption as much as possible. If you're going to sit and wrap your whole arm, that's not the main mitzvah of tefillin, to wrap your arm. Right. It says, ukshaltam le'ot. Alken, tov le'acher ota ad she'aniach shel rosh. Delay the wrapping on the arm until after the rosh goes on. Now, a lot of times we go by Arizal, guys. The Arizal says, the Arizal didn't do what Maran says. The Arizal finished the whole arm with the 7 straps and then put the head. But he didn't put the 3 wraps on the finger. Like us, exactly. So bad because the Arizal holds even the Chetechila Gama Kerichot Hu Mitzvah, even the Chetechila, the Arizal holds that there's a very big importance to the wrappings on the arm. The fichach en ze hefsek. It's not a hefsek. So finish the whole arm according to the Arizal. And this is the custom in many shuls. If you go to a standard Orthodox shul, that's what people do today. We put the whole arm today, but we don't put the fingers. Ever wonder why you're not putting the fingers on? This is why. Really, Marash Haruch says don't put anything on. But we're going to the Arizal. Finish the hand, just don't finish the fingers.
We're completing the mitzvah with the 3. Wrapping. That's the complete.
No, you're finished.
What do you mean, no?
Once you put the rosh on, you're done the mitzvah.
It's all
You're done.
it's all custom.
Okay, let's finish the rest
Wrap it
next
any
week.
way you want the 3 over here.
They
Next
wrap it
week-
different-
Make
They
a
wrap it
shin,
different
make a
than us.
dollar, make a
Yeah,
you.
they wrap it different than us also.
Everyone wraps it different.
Part 3 of tefilin will be next week. With Hashem.
You know,
Halakha l'ma'aseh, let me just say halakha l'ma'aseh if you don't mind. I don't want people to walk out with the wrong idea. Halakha l'ma'aseh, guys. The fi hasefaradim, we don't make beracha al mitzvah tefilin. We just make lehaniyah, and that's it. If you spoke, you only make one beracha on the rosh, al mitzvah tefilin. What if you answered kaddish? What if you talk about tefillin? Next week, we'll talk about this next week. But if you talk nonsense, like we said last week, how is Bibi doing? You have to make al mitzvah tefillin. Nonsense. The fiha Ashkenazim, according to Ashkenazim, you're going to make 2 beracha every single day. And the second halakha l'ma'aseh we said is if you only have the rosh with no yad, put the rosh on with 1 beracha according to
Or the
Sfaradim.
opposite.
Or according to right,
whatever you have.
whatever you have according to Sfaradim. If you only have the hand, you put the hand l'haniyah. If you only have the rosh, put the rosh on mitzvah.
It's gonna seem.
According to Ashkenazim, if you only have the hand, put the haniyah. If you only have the rosh, you put the haniyah and the mitzvah.
So the yad is only 1.
Yes, for sure. Because you're missing the gemara mitzvah to be continued next week. Baruch Adonai Olam, amen, amen. Oh, you had something, Rabbi.
Oh, it was just about, Hamadiyah says, if you want to lower your sleeve,
Don't even do that.
don't do it till you're done. Put
The
it on
rabbi
rosh.
is
They say
stealing
don't
everything
even-
from the end. We're going to do
Don't
next
even kiss the rosh.
week.